Struggle stalwart and women's rights activist Lillian Diedericks says she is becoming impatient over the high level of violence perpetuated against South African women and children. She has called on women to stand firm and fight abuse, domestic violence, racial discrimination and femicide. Diedericks was in the front lines of the 1956 Women's March, where 20,000 women marched to the Union buildings in Pretoria in defiance of the apartheid pass laws. Jadely Pulse sat down with the veteran activist ahead of Women's Day celebrations.
Lillian Diedericks was born in 1925 and is the founding member of the Federation of South African Women. The 92-year-old has not hung up her gloves yet, and her fighting spirit remains fierce. She continues to use her voice for the emancipation of women, educating the youth in her community. Reflecting on the march in 1956, she says the women of her time were strong.
We were determined women, strong feeling that anything can happen and anything can come. It was like rocking, as they say, the boat. Our faces were there to show we meant business.
Diedericks was very vocal during the struggle, but also suffered greatly because of her role in it. The then apartheid regime assassinated her sister. Years later, the truth revealed, when the man who killed her sibling asked for her forgiveness.
Said, "What do you know about the killing of my sister?" He said, "Sorry." And he couldn't look me in the face. It's mistaken identity.
But the stalwart, who has witnessed violence firsthand, is now more concerned than ever, describing the brutality and killing of innocent women and children in the country as genocide.
As a young girl, there wasn't this violence that there is today. That even an old woman in my early 90s must be afraid to stand at my gate in case somebody comes by. This woman does not need to be alive. Let me take her off the earth. And yet I have fought for the freedom of those times and the ones that had come and are still coming.
She says that while South African women have come a long way since the historic march in 1956, their struggle continues as violence, poverty and discrimination remain stumbling blocks on the road to equality. Jadely Pulse, SABC News, Port Elizabeth.